Hi everyone, welcome to episode 2 of Heartful Insights podcast, where I focus on unfiltered connections, navigating relationships, and life's beautiful mess. My name is Mariana, and in this episode, I'm going to talk about what I have learned from toxic and abusive relationships by actually going over 3 key elements that I wish I knew when I was in these toxic relationships, along with the lessons that I have learned from real life experiences. Now, without further ado, I will be jumping straight into point 1, which is don't settle for potential. Now, what do I mean when I say don't settle for potential? I feel like some people may disagree with me on this by telling me that people can grow and evolve together. And whilst I do agree with that, settling for potential in my own personal experience from being in a toxic and abusive relationship for many years will bring you a lot of unpredictability. Your relationship will be based on relying on your partner's potential by banking on that unpredictable change with absolutely no guarantee that they will become what you hope for or what you expect. You will be met with mismatched expectations, and your expectations might not even align with what the other person's desires or motivations are. For example, they may not even share the same vision and the same growth. And this can actually cause a lot of conflict and disappointment, along with this delayed realization that you're waiting for someone's potential to unfold, and will just lead to so much wasted time and so much wasted emotional investment. It might even take a long time before you even realize that these desired changes might never happen. And you're going to be ignoring a lot of red flags, and this will tie into number 2. And you will be hoping for potential that may make you overlook the current issues or red flags in the relationship. These issues may persist and even worsen over time. It is so important to have a realistic expectation on what you expect from your partner and from your relationship. And it is important to actually value the person for who they are at present and for who that person is right now, standing right in front of you, and not just trying to bank on who they might become. And this doesn't mean that people can't change or grow, but it is so crucial to actually assess whether you're content with the person that they are right now, rather than just hoping for a different version of them in the future that may not even happen. You're just going to be hindering your self-development and stagnation as you wait and focus on someone else's potential. You will end up diverting attention away from your own personal growth and development. And as I said, tying into number 2, don't put your passions and desires on hold. When you put your passions and desires on hold, you will have a loss of self-identity. Your passions and desires, whether you realize it or not, are a core part of who you are. And putting them on hold for someone who is abusive and toxic, and this makes me really emotional because I'm speaking from my heart when I say all of these things. When you put them on hold for someone who is abusive, it can lead to a loss of your own identity, and you will prioritize their needs over yours. You will have a diminished self-worth because abusive individuals often exert control and diminish their partner's self-worth. They will lead you to sacrifice your own passions and desires, and you might even reinforce this behavior, leading for it to decline in your self-esteem. You will be basically putting your self-worth in their hands and telling them, take it, do whatever you want with it, meddle with it. And it will stifle your personal growth. When you delay pursuing your passions and desires, you will limit your personal growth and potential. And this will lead to feelings of stagnation and a lot of frustration. You will become codependent and you will be controlled by the abusive partner, because abusive individuals often seek to exert control over their partners. And by giving up your passions, you will become more dependent on them. This will further reinforce the dynamics of control and manipulation. It will take an emotional toll on you. You'll be suppressing your desires and passions for someone who is so toxic. It will lead you to emotional distress, anxiety, and even depression. Some of these mental health issues that you probably didn't even have before you even met this person, and you will sacrifice your own happiness for theirs. In a healthy relationship, partners support each other's aspirations and personal growth. It's crucial to prioritize your well-being and pursue what brings you joy and fulfillment. And even if that means setting boundaries or even seeking support from someone that you love and trust to detach from a toxic relationship, your passions and desires should not be sacrificed at the expense of your mental and emotional health. And now this is going to tie into number 3. It's kind of like a cycle, all of these points that I am stating. And with number 3, it is to trust your gut. Now, when you trust your gut, a lot of people call it different things, trusting your gut, having a gut feeling, or trusting your instincts, men's intuition, women's intuition, whatever you want to call it. I call it a gut feeling. Trusting your instincts or your gut feeling is crucial in recognizing and addressing the issues in an abusive and a toxic relationship. I have several reasons for this, and I apologize if I fumble over my words. There will be so many early warning signs that your intuition will sense and pick up on before your conscious mind will fully comprehend this. It might even pick up on subtle cues and behaviors that signal that something isn't right in this person or in this relationship. When you have that gut feeling, it will bring you so much self-preservation, and it will serve as a protective mechanism, and it will alert you of potential danger or harm. We all have this gut feeling and intuition, and it can help you recognize when a situation is unsafe or unhealthy. It will make you so much more aware of manipulation tactics, because in an abusive relationship, these manipulative tactics can cloud your judgment. And by trusting your gut feeling, this will allow you to see through the manipulation and recognize when you're being treated unfairly or in a controlling way. These gut feelings will validate what you are feeling at present. Whatever emotion or experience that you have, that will be validated from your gut feeling, because it reinforces the belief that your feelings and concerns are valid. And it is so empowering for you to take action. To an abusive or toxic person, for example, trusting your gut may seem like a big deal, may seem like an overreaction, may seem like a long shot, a long jump, might seem a bit extreme. But trusting your gut instinct will actually bring you so much clarity amongst all the confusion, because toxic people will create confusion and self-doubt in your mind. That intuition will cut through the confusion and provide clarity and a sense of direction. And it doesn't matter whether that gut instinct seems extreme to the other person receiving it. It is better to trust your gut instinct rather than to fall into a potentially abusive and toxic relationship that will probably last for many, many years, depending on how strong your boundaries are. So if you have weak boundaries, your gut instinct is your power, and it will help you to self-advocate and to listen to your intuition, and it will encourage you to advocate for yourself. As I said, self-advocacy. It will give you confidence to speak up. It will give you confidence to set boundaries, and it will give you the confidence to seek help when something feels wrong. Trusting your gut does not mean jumping to conclusions without having any substantial evidence, but it is about actually paying attention to your inner feelings and how your body reacts. Considering all of this alongside any other observable behaviors or patterns that you may notice from this toxic and abusive person, in these sort of abusive and toxic relationships, trusting your instincts is a crucial first step towards acknowledging the issue and seeking support and making the necessary changes that are needed for your well-being. And it will help you pave the way into a relationship that will be something safe, caring, loving, and beautiful. It will be something that everyone is deserving of. Everyone deserves to feel safe, and no one deserves to feel unsafe or threatened or manipulated. I wanted to thank you so much for tuning into episode 2 of Heartful Insights podcast. I just really wanted to punch this one out because it's coming all from my heart. And this is everything that I wish that I was told before I got into these relationships. And I wish that I had someone to guide me with this sort of content. So if this has helped you out in any way, let me know. It doesn't matter what you're listening on, whether it be YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. You can always send me a message and let me know what you thought of today's episode. I want to thank you so much again for listening, and I hope that this has given you some clarity or helped you in any way. And until then, stay safe, look after yourself, take care, and I'll see you for episode 3.